What is going on, guys? It's Major Mohawk here, and sorry I haven't uploaded for a while. The only reason that is because I passed my driving test. Woo! First time, happy days. A few little things I was going to go over here. There was a big myth about the driving test that I thought that I had failed. Like 20 minutes into the drive, I started on my independent drive. He said to follow some signs, got to a roundabout. I had to go the wrong way because it was just safer to do so. From there, I thought he was a bit annoyed at me, but who cares? From that, he redirected me to somewhere else, which I then went down to a side road. He told me to pull up behind a car, so I did that. And he goes, right, we're going to do the reverse park or parallel park. I was like, okay, so did my checks, got myself ready, pulled out. Pulled up next to the car, maybe a little bit forward than I should have done, but who cares. Started going backwards. I got to the point where I should have started turning, which I did. And then as I was starting to go backwards, I tapped the curb, literally just tapped. It didn't move the car at all. It didn't make a jolt or anything. I knew I was getting close. I put my foot on the brake. As I put my foot on the brake, it tapped the curb. From there, I just thought to myself, shit. I failed. So from there, I didn't say anything. I didn't look down. I didn't stop, freeze, or anything. I just almost ignored it that it happened. Put the car into first. Did my checks, obviously. Pulled forward again, and then went back and pulled in straight. And he goes, "Thank you. On when you're ready." From then, I literally thought I'd failed. I was just like, great, because his tone changed in his voice, and he was really monotoned and everything like that. So I just thought I'd failed. And so the whole test, I was like, well, this is just kind of wasting my time, wasting his time. I failed, whatever. But I still did everything safe and correct in the way I should have done. I just wanted to get a little bit of extra practice in there because I've only had 9 hours of driving on my lessons, and I had the most fantastic instructor. So yeah, she really helped me with that. And so yeah, I just took the rest of the test thinking I'd failed, and I got back to the test centre, and he said, right, be careful when you pull in here because it's quite tight, and when you go in there, pull up forward into one of the bays. And I know that you do a bay park in a driving test at the beginning or the end. I'm pretty sure it's just done, it's no questions. It's just either at the beginning or the end. I could be wrong. Leave it in the comments if I am. But I thought that you had to do a bay park at the beginning or the end, and I hadn't done it at the start. So I was like, okay. So I pulled forward, and he goes, okay, never mind, we missed the line. Just pull forward. And in front of me, about 10 feet away, was the actual building itself. And I was like, okay. So I pulled forward a bit, and I stopped, and I was like, okay, I'll park in the bay now. And he's like, no, don't worry, just pull forward. I pulled forward a bit more, and I was about 5 feet away from the building, and he goes, just pull forward. And I was like, this is getting weird. So I just pulled forward, and I got about a foot away from the building, and he goes, okay, that's fine, just switch your engine off. And he said it in such a monotone way that I was just like, yeah, I've definitely failed. And he goes, do you want your instructor here for the next bit, or do you want, do you want your instructor here? I said, yeah, sure, probably. I was thinking it can't hurt her because that way she can know what I've done wrong and she can work with me in the future. And he goes, right, well, I'm happy to say. And I was just thinking in my mind, dude, you can't say that. You can't say you're happy that I failed. And then he goes, that you've passed. And I was like, really? Okay, yeah, nice. So I did actually get my driving license. Got the papers part just there. And also, yeah, the part on the independent drive, drew up a little diagram right here. So this is where I went wrong. Just say that there, the little star. So that is me. Put it in the centre there. That's me there. Now I come from this way, a dual carriageway, all the way up to this part of the roundabout, and I stayed in the left lane because that's what you're supposed to do. Now my exit was the second exit, which was over here. And there was a car in this lane and this lane, so they were, they're over there. And the tracks on the road, even though none of these lanes had road markings to say who had priority to go where, the most of the tracks were from this lane and they went to the outside of here. So I thought that's probably what that car's going to do. So I just thought it would be safer to put my left indicator on and just take the exit to the left. And I thought I'd rather get a minor than get a serious and fail. And turns out that I did that. As soon as I pulled off, he said, okay, we've gone a bit off track here, I'm going to redirect you. And I didn't get marked down, nor did I get marked down for the touch of the curb. The only things I got minus for, there was an undue hesitation, there was like 3 for appropriate speed, and no, not going too fast, but going too slow. Most of them were 20 mile an hour. I think I was doing maybe about 16 or 17, which my instructor told me to do, but I think it was the building up of the speed, because there was cars on either side. It was quite small. I didn't want to, just gun it straight away, so I think that's what that was, but I wasn't 100% sure. What was the other one? Undue hesitation. The reverse park. I did actually get a minor for that. I apologise for control. So yeah. Anyway, guys, so I'm very happy that I passed my test. This is kind of just like a little information video. Don't be nervous for your test if you're thinking about doing it. Just don't, because for a week before, you can probably see I look very tired right now, which I am. That's for another reason, but the week before I was so anxious, and at night and in the day, I couldn't eat properly, I couldn't sleep properly. I was just absolutely tired all the time, and I had work and everything the next day and whatnot. And then 2 days before my test, the day before and that night, I was absolutely fine. Now, I don't know if my body produced so much of the hormone that produced nerves and things like that my body just couldn't produce anymore, which obviously isn't true, but it's funny to think about. And the night before, I was fine as well. The morning of, when I got in the car to do my hour practice, I was fine. And there was about 7 cars in the entrance to the parking. And I had to reverse park in between 2 of them, and I've never done it in between 2 cars before, so I was a bit, like, I don't really want to do that, but I wasn't nervous. And then I got my license out. Turns out you don't actually need your counterpart nor your theory test anymore to take with you. All you need is your card for your license, which I didn't know that. Yeah, so I got into the test centre, and every single one else that was ready for the test was in there. And my instructor went in, sat down, she started talking to obviously other instructors, as they do. As soon as I planted my ass on that seat, the guy came out and went, yeah, you're okay. I was like, me? Okay, yeah, cool. And I just got up, and I was just beaming with confidence for some reason. And I think that's why I passed. I did some stuff wrong, but I think it's because I did it safely, corrected it safely and quickly, that I passed. So yeah, try not to be nervous about it. You'll do great. I believe in you. Okay, guys, so I've been Major Mohawk, and see you guys in the future. Peace.
You Mohawk wearing people need Jesus.
Yo, long time, you can score all the girls. Yo.
They love me for my